4 a.m. on Friday, January 24th. I'm Jared Aarons.
And I'm Melissa Masiha. We are interrupting your scheduled programming with an update on breaking news. Right now, you are taking a live look here at the Border 2 fire burning on Otay Mountain. At this point, it is forcing some evacuation orders.
This fire has been burning since yesterday, just after 2 p.m., and we have been keeping an eye on it. It overnight has expanded and has started being a little more threatening, and that's why we are on air this morning. We want to bring in right now Captain Robert Johnson from CAL FIRE to give us an update. Captain Johnson, we know this fire right now is 800 acres, and when it started yesterday, it seemed like it was in an area that we wouldn't have to worry about evacuations. What changed overnight that now makes this fire more threatening?
Yeah, I'm out here on Otay Lakes Road monitoring the fire. We did have a change in fire behavior throughout the night. The fire started in the rural area of the Otay Wilderness area, which is a rural area, steep, rocky terrain. But conditions have changed. Fire crews are experiencing extreme fire behavior currently, and they're experiencing spotting, which spotting is when fire embers travel in the wind, igniting small spots in front of the fire, ultimately increasing the rate of spread of the fire. So the conditions out here currently are pretty extreme fire conditions that firefighters are experiencing. The incident commander has additional resources that are en route to the incident, as well as there are CAL FIRE Black Hawk helicopters assigned that are conducting water drops on the fire.
Now, we can see some of that in this live picture from our 10 News breaking news tracker, those the water drops. And this is right by the Otay Reservoir, which is a pretty good water source.
Yeah, and we're talking about evacuation orders. Can you give us more specifics as far as what streets, what areas are affected? I know I have a lot of friends in the South Bay. Everyone's kind of wondering and waiting.
Yeah, to give a description would be hard to describe. The general area is going to be Otay Great Lakes Road. There is going to be a road closure on Otay Lakes Road. And just in general terms, south of Otay Lakes Road is going to be evacuation orders, and north is going to be warnings. Now, we do recommend that people in the area download the Genesis Protect app. That's going to be the most up-to-date information on road closures, evacuation orders, and warnings in real time. And it shows the grid spaces, and that the San Diego County sheriffs are the ones who push out the evacuation orders and warnings. And it's a real-time update. You can sign up for the notifications on that. So that's going to be the best way for residents and people in the area to monitor that.
Can you talk to me about the number of personnel currently on scene right now? I know we have a great mutual aid system. How many people do we have working this thing?
Yeah, there's over 200 firefighters on scene, and we have additional firefighters en route. And then we have additional firefighters set up for an additional day shift tomorrow. We're working with multiple different agencies and fire engines and crews from up and down the state of California. CAL FIRE San Diego County has increased staffing, and we had additional fire engines pre-positioned within San Diego County that came down from other areas of the state, just in preparation of this weather pattern that we're seeing coming in. That allowed us to have those additional resources to respond quickly, and they didn't have to travel from their home location.
All right, and Captain Johnson, you mentioned Otay Lakes Road. We're seeing, I'm looking at this evacuation map right now, and if we can take our live center full to show this map, we see this stretches all the way from the Otay Reservoir almost over to Dolzura, where the 94 is, with that wide of an area. You mentioned 200 firefighters. What extra steps do you take as a crew to make sure that you're able to cover that broad of an area this morning?
Yeah, it is a large area. Like I said earlier, it's steep, rocky terrain, which brings its own set of challenges for firefighters. This area down here in the Otay Wilderness isn't unfamiliar to firefighters, especially firefighters in San Diego County. We've responded to this general area multiple times, over the years. But the incident commander utilizes the current fire conditions, the current fire behavior when he's placing resource orders. So he's going to use his best judgment based on his training, his experiences, to order additional resources, and then to assign those resources where they can be utilized the best to make the best progress.
You know, we've seen so many fires this week: the Gilman fire, the Bernardo fire, the Lilac fire, this fire. You know, how thin is everything stretched? And I know we have a great mutual aid, and I know we have wonderful firefighters who absolutely are willing and able to put in these extra hours. But when you talk about, you know, a full week, where every day this week we've had some type of fire here in San Diego County, how thin does that stretch the resources, and how much more worrisome does that make every successive fire that crops up?
Yeah, with multiple incidents going on throughout the state including the incidents up in LA County, resources throughout the state have been assigned throughout Southern California. So that does bring its own set of challenges. CAL FIRE and CAL FIRE San Diego County Fire, we increased staffing. The northern part of the state of California isn't experiencing the same weather conditions that we are down here, so they were able to assign some of their fire crews, their fire engines, down to Southern California to pre-position. So there's approximately 1,000 additional firefighters that have been pre-positioned in Southern California in the event there is an emergency and in preparation for the wind event. Additionally, in San Diego County, we normally have 2 air tankers assigned at the Ramona Air Attack Base, but in preparation for this wind event, CAL FIRE sent down 4 additional firefighting tankers. So within San Diego County, we have a total of 6 firefighting air tankers. So staffing and as well as equipment has been increased in preparation for the wind event. But as this fire grows and with personnel on other incidents, that does start to utilize those resources really quick.
With CAL FIRE, thank you once again. I know we've spoken to you several times over this past week, but we do appreciate your time this morning.